Hi, everyone. My name's Megan Grant. Nice to meet you guys virtually. I look forward to meeting everybody actually on Monday. I put a few pictures up just to, I guess, introduce myself. Um, I'm in the middle there with my family. My married to my husband. I have two kids. My son Tyler is 12. He's going into eighth grade, and my daughter Madeline is 10, and she's going into fifth grade next year. As a family, we love to travel. There's some pictures of us. That was actually last summer. We went out west on a road trip out to Utah and Colorado. And then we love skiing. We ski a lot in the winter. My husband and I used to backpack all over the place, and we're trying to get the kids into that. So there, we took them backpacking, um, actually to Chile last summer. So that was a fun little adventure. I've been teaching at Upper Moreland School District, which I'll talk more about in a minute. Down below are some pictures of my students in my science class. I'm currently in sixth grade science classroom at our middle school. And down in the right hand corner, I just threw up a picture. I just finished up training for an Olympic triathlon, which I'd actually never done before. And it was kind of a goal this year to do that. So I did a race out in Cape May called Escape the Cape, which was fantastic. It was just, I guess, 2 weekends ago. So um, kind of nice to have the training behind me. But it was great. It was a really fun experience. All right, let me move on. All right, so career wise, I have been at Upper Moreland School District for 20 years. Basically, my entire teaching career was at Upper Moreland, so it's been a good run. Um, this past year, I actually took a sabbatical, so I wasn't teaching this past year. I was taking courses through Millersville University. I was in their STEM master's program throughout the year. But prior to that, I was teaching math to mostly seventh graders for the past 17 years. I did dabble in some sixth and eighth grade as well, but that was my primary place was 17 years in math with seventh graders, and it was great. And I really do enjoy teaching math. One of the classes I actually took at Millersville, I read a book by Jo Boaler, which I'm assuming a lot of you guys are familiar with her work, and she kind of made me want to go and get back into the math classroom. So we'll see. Maybe in a year or two, I'll head back there. But I did feel like I needed a change, so I moved into the science classroom and taught there for 3 years. It was sixth grade science. I also teach an enrichment class, which is, I guess, kind of like a STEM science class. That's been fun as well. So next year I'll start back up. As of now, I'm going back into the sixth grade science classroom starting in the fall. So my experiences with I will honestly tell you, from a teacher's perspective, very little, if at all any. 2 years ago, prior to the sabbatical, I will say I was dabbling in it a tiny bit, just from some ideas here and there. I heard about other teachers kind of using it, but I can't really say I used it in my classroom or for any reason around teaching. This past year, taking classes at Millersville, I was introduced to it more. I used it a little bit here and there with grad school stuff, and then I used it for personal reasons, I would say more. I just recently actually got back from a trip from Croatia, and a lot of my planning, I had not been there before, came from ChatGPT, just getting ideas. I've also looked up different like menus and workouts, and I don't know, just things I'm interested in. I kind of go to it more than Google now. I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing. After reading that article that we read, for this week, it kind of made me question a little bit, like why I'm using it over Google, and am I being critical enough? So kind of got me thinking. But in general, I will say from my career standpoint, I've used it very, very little. Uh, in regards to taking the course, one thing my school district is doing in this coming year is implementing Magic School. And I definitely think my school is a little bit behind in listening to and like reading other students, from the classes that I took, reading their comments about how their school is implementing AI made me recognize how kind of behind the game we are. So I'm excited to learn about Magic School. And, after taking this class that, is starting up, I'm hoping that I'll be a little bit more familiar and be able to be somewhat of a leader in my district as, we move into this. I don't want to say it's brand new for everybody, but, it's definitely something we have not talked about or had any sort of professional development on, as a school district. So, the other classes I will say that I took here at Millersville definitely sparked my interest in AI. So I'm sure, this class sounds like it's going to be great. Looks like we have a ton of great speakers coming. It'll be great to bounce ideas off of other students in the classroom, kind of what you guys are doing in your district. So I'm looking forward to it. Um, so yeah, I will take a look at everyone's videos and get to know you guys a little bit before, but I look forward to seeing you guys all on Monday. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and see you bright and early Monday. Take care.